morning on this Friday right before Christmas. Today is December 20th, 2024, and I am driving down Barkley Road at Moraine State Park. So after my doctor's appointment, I decided to come out and explore the village of Mayne. And this road does become no winter maintenance. However, today it shouldn't be an issue. What no winter maintenance means, they don't plow or salt. So it's as is. Just have to watch out for the potholes. But Mayne sits on this corner. And this road eventually comes to a dead end. So at the end there's a cul-de-sac with ample parking. This used to be one of the many roads that were cut off by the creation of Lake Arthur. These stone pillars are all that is left of the village of Mayne. In this video, I will go ahead and explain the history, and I will also touch on the Western Allegheny Railroad. Enjoy this video. As you can see, Barkley Road ends at a cul-de-sac. My cruise dog did fantastic coming back here. I just splurged on new snow tires last month. That's like the only item I'll splurge on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and walk down the road and explore the village of Mayne. And when I come back, I will go ahead and explain what those piers are for at the bottom of the hill. This is a classic winter scene. So if this doesn't get you in the Christmas spirit, I don't know what will. This scene is so Christmassy. This is what I don't understand. People want snow on Christmas, but they don't want snow any other time of the year. Well, in the perfect world, we'd have snow for just one day, then it'd be 70 the next day. But here's the part I don't understand. People gripe and complain about driving on snow-covered roads, cleaning off their car, salting and shoveling it, but they don't seem to complain when they have to do that on Christmas. And Christmas is stressful enough. And you don't need the added weather on top of that. And you definitely don't want to be stranded on the side of the road in the ditch on Christmas Day. And you definitely don't want to be stranded at an airport. Trust me, I know from experience. In June 2023, I ended up spending the night at Orlando International Airport because my flight was canceled due to severe thunderstorms. I apologize about going off topic, but I just had to get that off my chest. Here I am at the village of Mayne. It's not spelt like the state of Maine, it's spelt M-A-Y-N-E. And the word Maine has Irish roots. So once upon a time, U.S. Steel had a company town here. And the workers that lived here mined coal for the steel mills in Pittsburgh. Mayne was a U.S. Steel company town. There were about a dozen homes, a Catholic church, a company store, and a home for the superintendent. And around 40 people called Mayne their home. From 1906 to 1939, the Western Allegheny Railroad ran from Newcastle to Queen Junction. And in a little bit, I will go ahead and point out the remains of the railroad grade. They can still be seen in the Muddy Creek arm of Lake Arthur. The village of Mayne was operational in the first few decades of the 20th century. If only these walls could talk, they'd have stories to tell. So the workers mined coal at nearby mines, and it was shipped down to Pittsburgh to make steel. There was actually a railroad siding that branched off the Western Allegheny Railroad. The coal was loaded into the cars and transported down to Pittsburgh. Mayne is now a ghost town. It was abandoned after the demise of the Western Allegheny Railroad. This looks like this was a foundation of some sorts. In the summertime, you can't even get near here because of the thick vegetation. Here's another foundation. Looks like a large foundation, so it could have been the company store or the Catholic Church. The village of Mayne was about a mile or so east of the village of Isle. And the former village of Isle sits at what is today the Route 528 bridge. The only building surviving from Isle is Mount Zion Baptist Church because it sat above the waterline. Here is the intersection of Burton Road. And, like Barkley Road, Burton Road is no winter maintenance. There are dozens of these ghost towns scattered throughout western Pennsylvania. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, these villages sprang up because of industry such as logging, oil, coal, steel, etc. However, when the resources dried up, the villages were left as is and the people moved on. Strip mines were all through what is today's Moraine State Park. Oil and coal were the chief industries of the area. Before Lake Arthur was filled, they had to plug over 400 oil wells. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the brush, but straight ahead are the remains of the Western Allegheny Railroad. And you could still see the railroad bed. Now since the lake levels are drawn down, it's very easy to see. I always wondered about this unique mound of dirt. I feel like king of the hill up here. I'm walking down to the Muddy Creek arm of Lake Arthur, and during the warmer months, this is a popular fishing spot. And I can see the lake is slowly starting to freeze over, but it is not safe to walk on. You're probably wondering, what are these piers here for? Well, I'm going to answer your question right now. This used to be a bridge. And the bridge carried traffic across Muddy Creek. And like I said previously, this is the Muddy Creek arm of the lake. And across the water was former Chestnut Ridge Road. Today, it has been repurposed as a multi-purpose trail for hiking and horseback riding. So Chestnut Road crossed Muddy Creek and eventually connected to what is today's Barkley Road. But many roads were cut off by the lake. And a portion of Chestnut Ridge Road can still be driven on. It intersects with Swamp Run Road, but Chestnut Ridge Road today comes to a dead end. Here's a better look at the remains of the Western Allegheny Railroad. Here's a nice view of the water. Please stay off the ice. Here's another look at the bridge piers. It's just a beautiful location. Picture perfect. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. You all have a Merry Christmas and a healthy and happy New Year. Thank you for watching.